well, check out the upgrades on the Airsoft sniper rifle. So what I've done was cammed up the barrel with two-tone burlap, basically one green strip and one regular burlap strip, which I wrapped the barrel. And I took a razor blade and I cut a bunch of scores across it to make more threads and then pull the threads out. Took some camo material, which I ripped into a long strip and just put a little shoe goo ring. This does slide off. It's not actually glued to the barrel. It just sits, so I can take this stuff off. It's not permanent. But it breaks up the shape of my gun in the woods, so I can snakily stealth kill my opponents in Airsoft. So I've got the sling that came with the gun was basically a really cheap piece of crap. So I put a better sling on it, and it's all metal and nylon, I believe, and it is camouflage. My scope top ring, the ring cover, I've cammed up a little bit to take away that shininess of the scope. And when you look through it, you don't see any of this checkers. It just shows up as crosshairs. So works pretty good. And then I cammed up my stock only for one reason, is that's the dampener, is that my sling doesn't rattle against it as much. I can pick up the gun and run with it, and the sling's not rattling against the stock, making a bunch of noise. So it really quiets me down and breaks up some shape. So it you don't have this one tone. It sort of makes the gun appear smaller, small parts. And with this burlap, it actually makes the bipod so it's not so wiggly. One of my complaints was that the bipod was really wiggly and rattled around, but now it's pretty snug that I'm actually quite enjoying it. And I just flip the bipod up when I want to run and go, and then I flap them down when I want to basically set up an overwatch. So yeah, there you go. And this is just the magazine here. It takes 6mm BBs. These are the biodegradable BBs, so I'm not littering when I'm shooting these things into the woods. And yeah, so that's basically my upgrade. It's got the spring in there, which I did on my video when I unboxed this thing. So that's already upgraded, and then I cammed it up, so I'm a lot more stealthy. So there you go. You'll notice that a lot of times you'll see ghillie on the top here. I don't like that. It really messes up with your view on the scope. I like it pretty flat along the top, and you ghillie out the sides and bottom to break up your shape. And that way you still have your visibility that's not compromised by all this bush stuff on top of here. That's just one tipper. Other than that, you can't really go wrong. You don't want to cover up your magazine, of course, or your bolt areas that move. If you cover those up, you're just compromising your work. So yeah, you want to keep those areas clear. I find where you're going to grab the gun, you want to keep clear too, because these things do slip around a little bit. You'll lose your grip on the gun. So that's just my tippers. But other than that, yeah, it's a lot of fun to camouflage up your gun when you're trying to get your opponent in Airsoft. Yeah, I don't know. I find a lot of fun sneaking around the woods trying to shoot Buddy. My buddy doesn't really like it. He's more into the run and gun. Sort of just run, shoot. I really like the sneaky part. So we're just different style gamers. But anyway, there you go. Yeah, I did one video so far with the gun cammed up like so, and it seemed to work. I got a nice one kill from a tree, which was pretty cool, and got a few others, but he got me a few times too. But that's just the way the game goes. So anyway, there you go. That's really all I can say. As far as the overview goes, I mean, the gun shoots and works pretty good. I like it. Yeah, I don't have too many complaints. I'm still pretty happy with this purchase. So there you go.